What I mean by in our world, we have to get comfortable with ourselves. We got to create a family with ourselves. We have to be our own mothers and our own fathers. We got to be our own brothers and our own sisters and our own daughters and our own sons. Because in real life, all of those people might be zombies. They might be trying to get at you and your brain for what your brain is worth. Isn't it funny how zombies are after the brain? They might be after you for what you know and how you feel. Some of the closest people in your life. Greetings, 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 greetings. Greetings, y'all. How's business? Hopefully business is doing good. Hopefully business is booming, right? Once again, it's coming in to check in with y'all. I wanted to talk to y'all a little bit about just the times right now. Sometimes when you be in a zone to where you really try to isolate yourself frequency-wise, you know, or separate yourself on a vibrational tip, you might get lost in your own sauce. You know, you might end up, you know, up in the clouds sometimes. So you gotta bring yourself down. You gotta bring yourself down to earth and kind of see what's going on. So I decided to climb down. But usually when I be coming on my platform, www.FRENCHNAME PHIL.com, check me out. Usually when I be on my platform, I don't talk about earthly shit. I mean, from time to time, you know what I'm saying, I might sprinkle it here and there in some conversation if it relates, but for the most part, I'm not interested in talking about that shit. But sometimes I think it's because it's a moot point. A lot of the stuff going on third dimensionally is a bit of a moot point, but I also think sometimes it's because I don't like to show my cards. I like to hold things close to my vest. But I'm gonna talk a little bit because there's a lot going on right now, and I see a lot of similarities and comparisons to what I see and what's been going on and what's been revealed to us, at least revealed to me. It's funny with the word reveal. In Revelations, in the Bible, in Revelations, they talk about the apocalypse, you know, and then that kind of correlates the way it's preached, or at least the way it was preached to me. It correlates with the end of days, you know. But if you look up what the apocalypse is, it's merely just the revealing. It translates to revealing. I think it's Greek. In Greek, it translates to like the lifting of the lid, you know. And we could think about that, how it compares to Pandora's box, and how that lid was lifted, and then everything was revealed, everything was released, you know. Someone or something had something concealed, and then it was released, and then the apocalypse begins, right? So the feeling in the air is that we're in the apocalypse right now, and that shit is ending. But we are in the apocalypse, but nothing is ending. It isn't ending. It's changing. It's evolving. This is not the first apocalypse that we've ever gone through. But so I guess in a sense, we're approaching post-apocalyptic times where the fat is going to be trimmed. Things are falling into place now, and to me, the post-apocalypse represents things falling into place and being settled. But as we look around, look outside your window, you can notice the stark contrast between how things used to be and how things are now. You probably don't even have to go further than outside your room door and see the difference in people. And so I used to watch this show called The Walking Dead. And I say watch because I didn't look at it then. But I used to watch it. And one of my favorite characters on the show was this black woman. Black. They got me still in that spell. This woman by the name of Michonne. Well, for those that don't know, The Walking Dead is a show about zombies and the post-apocalypse. And so it's funny how if it's the post-apocalypse, right, then that would mean it's after the apocalypse, after the revelation. So if the revelation is the zombies, right, that there are zombies out here that are trying to eat people's brains, and now they're trying to build a lifestyle and a civilization amongst these zombies. This is the post-apocalypse. They're amongst the zombies. And so right now we're amongst the zombies. Period. And some of these zombies are people that you used to love, or maybe even still love, care about. But you gotta make a decision. Because these zombies, they're alpha brains. Period. So this character, Michonne, she's badass, like swordswoman, expert. Like most people, they grabbed a pistol during the apocalypse. She grabbed a fucking samurai sword and taught herself how to be an assassin, a killer, right? But in this show, a way to it's funny, so comparisons are wild. A way to not get eaten, attacked or chased by these zombies is to cover yourself in their like guts and blood or whatever the fuck they're made out of, just their guts. Pretty much cover yourself up in it. And so I guess the idea is that you smell like them, so these zombies can't really make out that you're human or alive. They think you're dead, right? And so I'll stop right there real quick. The world we live in right now, if you were to lie and say that you were drinking the Kool-Aid, yeah, I mean by drinking the Kool-Aid because, the platform that I'm putting this on, they be touchy with certain words that you may use. So I say, if you act like you're drinking the Kool-Aid, you might be able to fly under the radar right now. Just acting that way will allow you to fly under the radar right now. But even now things are changing. They want real proof that you drank the Kool-Aid. They want real proof now, right? But again, it's funny how on the show, The Walking Dead, that if you cover yourself up and make yourself to look like a zombie, that the zombies just pass you by, And I think I think they showed that in the first season of that show, in the beginning of the apocalypse. So that used to be kind of how we used to be able to get by, people that think like me. You know what I'm saying? You know, your friends, they're still caught up in the world and all the bullshit that really doesn't fucking matter, whether it be sports or drama, debates and arguments and just stuff that they didn't have the opportunity to work on themselves about. You know, no shadow work, you know what I'm saying? But you were still faking the funk. You know, they call you, say, hey, let's go hang out. You know, let's go to the club. And you go to the club. And you know, you're maybe how I was, I'd be like a flower on the wall, you know, and just so out of place, just observant, you know, but you still show support in a third dimensional way. You didn't want them to know that you really didn't give a fuck about none of this shit. You know what I'm saying? You were kind of still trying to hold on to things that maybe you thought were important to you, you know? So you blended in. That's what I was trying to say. You blended in. You kind of covered yourself in guts, you know, and blended in. And so they didn't attack you for who you really are, right? So this character, Michonne, she took it one step further. She was like, you know what, fuck the bullshit. I'm not gonna have to every day cover myself up in zombie guts in order for me not to get eaten. What I'm gonna do is capture 2 zombies. I'm gonna chain them by the neck. You know what I'm saying? And she chopped off their arms. I think she chopped off their lower jaw so that they couldn't bite. They had no arms, so they couldn't grab at her. And she kept these 2 zombies chained, and she walked them like dogs. And wherever she went, you know, wherever she went with them, any type of zombies that be around, they wouldn't try to attack her because she would keep these things so close. So they would still misinterpret her to be a zombie, right? And she took it to the extreme. And I think it was like psychologically related for her because she had a husband and a son and they both died. And I think her first 2, I'm not sure in the show or in the comic book, her first 2 zombies that she chained and carried around, I think that was her husband and her son. And that's a running gag, so to speak, in the show, is that there's a lot of these people, these main characters in the show, whether they're depicted as good or bad, they can't let go of their loved ones. Their loved ones that used to be just like them, that became zombies. There's a dude, he had a daughter, she turned into a zombie, and he locked her up in the fucking bedroom for years, and she's a zombie. She has to go. She got to go. They'll cage the zombies and they'll try to keep these zombies, and these zombies are trying to eat them. Like, it's not like the zombies like, oh, I remember you, so everybody, no. The zombies like, fuck you, I want your brains. I don't care what type of relationship we used to have in the past. Right now, I want your brains. So Michonne, she carries around these 2 zombies. And I bring her up because I think that we sometimes found ourselves going that far just to keep people that we think or thought we loved in our circle. Cut off their arms, hypothetically speaking. Cut off their mouths, hypothetically speaking. Just so that we can still blend in. We're living in a day and age now, in this post-apocalypse, where that shit ain't gonna cut it no more. Where you're gonna have to take a little bit better precaution and more care for yourself, physically and mentally, because these zombies are out for brains. They drank the Kool-Aid. They drank the Kool-Aid. The Kool-Aid is making them hungry for brains. Just as simply put as I could make it here on this platform here. We gotta make the decision to, eventually, by the way, there's the spoiler alert, and eventually she got rid of those zombies and she replaced them with people. What I mean by that, she got a family. They built a community together. That makes sense in that sense, community, because it was literally a town. But what I mean by in our world, we have to get comfortable with ourselves. We got to create a family with ourselves. We have to be our own mothers and our own fathers. We got to be our own brothers and our own sisters and our own daughters and our own sons. Because in real life, all of those people might be zombies. They might be trying to get at you and your brain for what your brain is worth. Isn't it funny how zombies are after the brain? They might be after you for what you know and how you feel. Some of the closest people in your life. Don't be like one of the characters on that show. You got yourself a full-fledged zombie and they're trying to eat your brains, and all you want to lock them up in the back room and keep that hope alive as long as you can. It's over for that. It's over for that. You got to off them, hypothetically speaking. You got to cut that tie. Your brain is what they want because your brain is so valuable. I thought that was very interesting. We're living in a post-apocalyptic time right now, and right now we're living amongst the zombies, and our precious brains are what they want, and they want us to fake the funk. They want us to put on the fucking guts and look like them and blend in, and then they want us to graduate to carrying around zombies with us just so that we don't get attacked. But that shit is dead. No pun intended. That shit is dead. We got to create that internal family, that internal support system. Cut everything else off. It's The Walking Dead, y'all. Holla.